hay wagons today. Everybody uses trailers, but I've still been using the wagon, getting in and out of the fields. If there's a ditch I gotta cross, or a creek, whatever you want to call it, and it just goes down into the creek and back out. That's probably why I have a Holscher accumulator too. It's sets a little higher. But anyways, this cross member here, it all rotted out. I don't know. I bought this secondhand. Somebody had it before me, but my guess is it had hay or something in the middle of it, and it was always covered, and it sat outside. It was in southern Indiana is where I bought it, and it had rotted out right here. The original wood is all solid oak. So what I did is I put a new cross member in it, replaced this piece right here, put a lap in it right there. If it breaks right there, I'll replace it. Put a piece of plate over there, a thin plate, to help reinforce it some more. But this will help keep the wood from going down when I stack the hay. And I'll put some D-rings on it right here so I can put my straps on it. And this is kind of what it did look like in the front. You can see where it has all just decayed and rotted away. And I want to try saving some of these bolts. They're not in too bad a shape, but I'll replace this with a new cross member, an oak cross member, and do the same thing on the back, and get the D-rings on it. This is for here, this is for a back. It's just this year I'm not wanting to replace the entire bed. Just something to get it by. Now I'll put some linseed oil on it really heavily so that it helps coat it. But I got one wagon that I'm planning on putting the new bed on it. It's already been dismantled, but I'll get these two here. Well, I got another one that I had already repaired, but it'll do good. Just don't want to do it all this year. Do one at a time, because there's so much going on. Like every 3 or 4 weeks, got to bale hay, and there might be more than one field somewhere, so it just kind of blends in as the season goes, and the weather. Got to work around that. After finishing everything that you've seen me work on, I took some screws. They're probably 2.5 to 3 inches long, and anchored them down in there. Now, in a couple places I had to shim it up. Here I definitely had to shim it up because this timber was not the same height as the rest of it, but got the linseed oil on it. Now this winter, I don't have any buildings to put these in, so this winter I've seen somebody do this. They picked them up and put them on top of one another, 2 of them at a time, and like put pallets or something on the very top of it so the air can get underneath it, and maybe put a tarp over it, some kind of a cover. So that's what I want to try to do to get this to last. There is holes in it right here where the water can go, but you gotta keep it clean. Anyways, I finished the straw and got it in the barn. There were 290 bales, and it's going to be used, that's for sure. It'll be nice to have. What was hard baling that, the combine was over a 40-foot table, so when it left a windrow, it was huge. And that baler is the smaller baler, and I had to go very slow, as you could have seen in that video, but I got it done. So, but this is what it looks like. It'll last me for a little while. Put some more linseed oil on it, and keep it so that it stays preserved a little bit. And then there's the other one. Put new cross members in it. Just something to keep it going. So you gotta make it, you gotta sometimes make things last a while, and not overspend money on things. This combine that you see, it made 3 windrows for me. Approximately 6 or 7 acres was what we guessed on, and to make 300 bales. And it's got to have a 40-foot table on it at least, or more, because they were large windrows. That's a small baler that I have, and it's hard to bale straw as it is because it's so stiff. And I had to stop and start a lot to adjust things. I plugged it up a couple times, but finally I got better at it. The setting on the tension needs to be released a lot. But made 130 bales that evening. Had to get it picked up and put in the barn because it rained that night, about midnight, and came back a couple days later and got everything going again and finished the last 160 bales and got it put away in the barn. This is late in the evening. It's probably 9-10 o'clock. It's after 10. It's dark. And this is the last wagon I had to load, but I think it was sprinkling on me now. And it was good to get out of there before it downpoured. Alright, these are the bales. They're pretty tight. I made them 36 inches long. And that's how the accumulator's set up so that it stacks pretty good. But 290 of them on the right hand side, and all kept dry.